This is chapter 25, example 2, and what we have in this problem is a sequence detect. So what we're looking for is this given sequence, and what we're asked to do is to do two state machines, one Mealy type, one Moore type, and these are both non-resetting, which means I can reuse some of the bits in this sequence if I can. First step is to draw a black box diagram. You know, you have to do a couple of these problems, and after you do a couple of them, you'll actually develop a strategy for doing these. Certainly, one strategy is to map out the correct sequence and then come back and fill in all the missing transitions. So I think we'll do that this time. So this is going to have S underscore, and then this is going to be S underscore 0. And X bar is going to get me there. This is going to be a 1, S underscore 0, 1. What's going to get me here? S underscore 0, 1, 0. So this is an X bar. I haven't really put a lot of thought into this yet. S underscore 0, 1, 0, 1. Lastly, we got S underscore. What gets me there is an X. This is most definitely the Moore. It's mostly done, except for this last state, and so I don't have any transition arrows coming from the last state. So the issue is if I get a 1, that doesn't help me with the new sequence, and so I'm going to have to start over. If X is not asserted, certainly that's the first value in the sequence, and I believe this is happy as is. So what we need to do is go through this and make sure every state bubble has 2 arrows exiting it. So here's our first bubble. Oh, let's do the Z. How about this? Z is turned off on all of these until it hits this last sequence here, and then it's turned on. So here we go. In this state, I have an X bar, but I need an X. If I get an X in this first state, that's a 1. It's not part of my sequence. I need to keep looking. So this state here has 2 transition arrows leaving it. In this state, I've already got a 0, and I've got a 1 leaving it. So what happens if I get another 0? That means I don't get to advance, but I don't have to go backwards on this. This state has 2 arrows exiting it. We're going to call that done. Next state, I have an X, 0 leaving that state for the right thing, but if I get a 0, 1, 1, that doesn't help me out at all. I need to start over. Okay, so here we are in this state. 0, I got a 0, 1, 0. And here's the 1. If I get another 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, that doesn't really help me out, but I don't have to go back to the beginning. The 0 will still be part of that first bit I'm looking for, so I can go back to that S underscore 0 state. So here I am at 0, 1, 0, 1 state, and I've got an X there. What happens if I get an X bar? 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Now I can go backwards to this state. Okay, and that looks good. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, and that's clean. And lastly, I've got 2 exit arrows from this state. I'm going to call this done. So this is our Moore version. So the Mealy version is going to be very similar, and the only difference is going to be in this last state here. So I'm going to do this fairly fast. I'm going to guess that all I need here is 5 states, because the Mealy can change the X output in the same state. So let's do that. Okay, and that looks good, so we can fill in our transitions that are right. Looking for a 0, 1, 0, 1. So if I get 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 is what I'm looking for, and that's going to send me back to the start state, and we can actually put this in there. There's my X, and we got a Z in there. If I got a 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, this is going to go back to this X bar state, and this is These are all going to be Z bar here. Now this, once again, I have a 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, and that's when the Z turns on. All these other cases, the Z's turned off. We'll check that out there. So lastly, we need to complete this diagram. I'll certainly look at the other diagram when we can. This X. Look, I'm cheating and looking at this one. So this one is going to be X, Z bar. 1, 2, 1, 2, okay, and from this one we've got a 0. And last stage here, every state has 2 arrows leaving it, 1, 2, 1, 2, and I am going to call this done. So once again, it's done. We're going to call this one done. 2 versions, typically speaking, the Mealy has less states because I didn't, essentially this state here covers both the Z and Z bar state. You can see Z and Z bar. That I can't do that with a Moore machine.